Hey guys, what is up and welcome back. It has been quite a while since I uploaded. I hope I remember how to do this. But from the title of this video, you guys already know what is up. I am pregnant. So today's video is probably going to be a little bit of a longer one. I'm honestly just going to sit here and ramble and talk about pregnancy and talk about where I've been, what I've been doing, my plans for the future. Again, just kind of like all things pregnancy and how we got here and all that fun stuff. So probably definitely going to be a rambly video. I don't really have like a plan. I don't have any notes or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about what feels natural. So yeah, so grab a coffee or grab a drink or a snack or whatever, settle in, and let's just like catch up on life. Again, from the title of this video, you guys already know I am pregnant. I am currently 13 weeks pregnant. I'm going into my 14th week in just a couple of days. I am filming this video on Sunday. I think it is, sorry, my phone's over here. It's Sunday, December 5th. And this video is either going up tonight or it's going to go up tomorrow morning or Tuesday. Like, it's going to go up soon. I don't have like an exact upload date. It's kind of just whenever I have the time to edit and get this uploaded, but it should be soon. So essentially you guys are watching this in, very close to real time. So like I said, I am 13 weeks pregnant and I start my 14th week on Tuesday. Probably the question that I'll get the most is, was this a planned pregnancy? Yes, 100%. This was a pretty heavily planned pregnancy, actually. Again, just kind of like rambling and just talking to you guys about everything. Chris and I actually started thinking about having another baby at the end of 2019. Chris had just gotten a new job at the beginning of 2019 and things were going really, really well for us. It's actually kind of funny if you go back and watch some of my videos from 2017 and 2018, like some of my early YouTube videos. I talk very openly about how I was never getting pregnant again and I love kids, but I just don't ever want to do it again because it was awful. And here I am. And it's still awful. No, I'm totally joking, but we are going to go into that, like what type of pregnancy I've been having. So we started thinking about it at the end of 2019, and we actually had a plan that we were going to start in 2020. And we all know what happened in 2020, and it was not a good time to do that. Chris worked in the restaurant industry, and his career was pretty much sidelined. It was not a great spot. As you can imagine, I know, all of the world went through the same thing. So we were like, no, I guess we're not gonna have a baby. But we kind of kept it on our radar. He got a new job in January of this year, of 2021. And things, again, like started to improve for us. And here we are at the end of 2021, and like I said, I am 13 weeks pregnant. So yes, this was, like I said, a planned pregnancy. I actually went off birth control I went off birth control in April of 2021, and I got pregnant in September of 2021. So I went off like hormonal birth control. I had an IUD. So I went off that, and then we were just using natural birth control methods from April to September. A total side note, I don't know why I'm out of breath. Like, I'm like nervous. I haven't sat down and filmed a video in a really long time, and I'm just like out of breath and nervous. You guys are just gonna have to be patient with me for today's video. So just as a total side note, if anybody's interested in kind of natural forms of birth control, I definitely recommend checking out the book, Taking Charge of Your Fertility. I'll have it linked down below, but it essentially really opened my eyes to natural birth control. I think every woman or any person on like hormones understands that they're not always kind to you. There's a lot of risks. Depression, anxiety, weight gain, hair loss, like there's just an endless amount of risks for birth control. And I explored natural birth control from that book, Taking Charge of Your Fertility. It's an incredible book. It really just helps you dig deep and like find out like root causes. If like you aren't having regular periods, like why aren't you having regular periods. It's a very holistic kind of book. Like, she talks about, again, like getting to the root causes of these issues rather than just like putting a band-aid over them with birth control. Not that there's anything wrong with birth control or anything wrong with like traditional standard of care. If like that's what you're comfortable with, like, believe me, I was on birth control for a very long time, but I just wanted to offer a different opinion or a different perspective if anybody's interested in getting off hormonal birth control. I really recommend that book. So like I said, we used but we did use natural birth control from April to September. And then September was our first month trying, and we got pregnant right away. And honestly, I give a lot of that credit to that book because it just got me in tune with my cycle so much. And like, I knew when I was ovulating, I was tracking everything, and I got pregnant literally the first time we tried. So as amazing as that is, and as great as, like, I'm so grateful for our fertility, it definitely was a surprise. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just silly in that aspect, but I didn't expect to get pregnant as quickly as I did, even though I had no like reason to not believe that. Like with Evelyn, I got pregnant almost immediately as well. But for whatever reason, this time I thought I was going to have a harder time getting pregnant. And again, I had no basis for that. It was just me. I'm sorry if I keep staring over my monitor, or my like video camera like screen is over here, so I'm just checking to make sure I'm in focus and making sure that my that the lighting is good. So like I said, if you're interested, definitely check out that book. I'll have it linked down below. You can get it on Amazon. It was truly life-changing. So like I said, I got pregnant right away, and it has been very stressful. As you guys know, I just started a new job as well, and I got pregnant right away. So I started the new job, and then 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. So it has definitely been some added stress. I don't know why in God's name I ever thought that it was a good idea to like start working and get pregnant right away. Like, just again, I tend to, sorry, I didn't know if anybody was coming downstairs. Definitely fly by the seat of my pants, and like, this is where I'm at. So that being said, where I have been recently is this pregnancy has completely kicked my butt, like 100%. It's been really, really tough, and I've just kind of chosen to take myself off social media for that reason. I know a lot of people announce very early. With Evelyn, we did announce it to the world very early, like as soon as I got blood work back that confirmed the pregnancy. Granted, I wasn't on social media at that time. Like, I just had like my private accounts. But with this pregnancy, we decided to keep it very quiet and very private. I don't really have a reason for that. Like, you guys just know that I am generally a pretty private person, and I don't really talk about any like details, if that makes sense. But it was more so just, I don't know, if heaven forbid I did miscarry, or heaven forbid, you know, it wasn't a viable pregnancy, or there was something really wrong with the baby, or something really wrong with me, or something. I just wanted to deal with that in a really private way, and I just didn't want to be in the public eye. Like, I didn't want to be on social media and have to explain all of that and have to kind of go through that. I just wanted to be alone. But like I said, I am 13, going into 14 weeks, and it feels a little bit more, I hesitate to use the word safe, but it does feel a little bit more safe to announce my pregnancy now. Everything is looking great. I actually did a bunch of genetic testing with this pregnancy. It actually wasn't available for me when I was pregnant with Evelyn. They only offered it to very high risk pregnancies. But with this pregnancy, it was available to me, even though I'm not a high risk pregnancy. It's just they offer it to everyone now. So I got all the genetic testing done, and everything came back very low risk. Everything seems to be great, like no problems. Again, I have my ultrasound. The baby's very cute. So, like I said, it just feels a little bit more safe to talk about it now and to announce it now. That being said, I want to talk about where I have been. To be 100% honest, like, in today's world and sometimes on social media, when women talk about motherhood or they talk about pregnancy and they talk about it in a bad way, we're selfish or we're ungrateful. You know, there's a lot of women out there that do struggle with fertility in a big way. And I'm extremely grateful that I am able to conceive and I am able to carry a pregnancy, you know, like quickly. Like I'm able to conceive very quickly and naturally, and I'm able to carry, you know, pregnancies in a somewhat somewhat healthy way, which we'll get into. But I just won't lie to you guys and pretend that it's all puppies and rainbows, because it's not. And it has been extremely difficult the past like 7 weeks. I'm not being dramatic and I'm not exaggerating, but I have been barely functioning, really. I am obviously much better now. I still have my days, certain smells, certain foods, standing for long periods of time still set me off. But overall, I have been just dealing with unrelenting nausea, not just morning sickness, but morning, noon, and night sickness. Really debilitating, truly. Getting sick all the time. The fatigue is just off the charts. I have been dealing with incredible anxiety and depression as well. I talked to my doctor about it actually last week. And apparently it's very normal for women to deal with this. More so just if you have anxiety and depression before your pregnancy, the pregnancy can just make everything worse because of everything that I just stated, like all like the terribleness of the first trimester. But the like your hormones can just really throw everything out of whack. So I really have been struggling with that in a big way. Truly like unable to care for my family, which has been just awful. I hesitate to use the word traumatic, but it is traumatic. And again, if you had a pregnancy where you were very, very sick, like I know that these words are ringing true and like you get it. You know, not all women get as sick as I did, but I know a lot of women do. So that's essentially where I've been, is I have truly been unable to function. I've been having terrible anxiety attacks, been dealing with depression, you know, getting sick every time I brush my teeth, and just like unrelenting nausea. And it just kind of is what it is right now. I said I'm definitely getting better, which is why I'm filming this video. I've told you guys like on my YouTube community page that I've wanted to, you know, like, oh, I promise there's a video coming soon. I promise there's a video coming soon. But I've been unable to film. Like today and yesterday and kind of this week, really, I feel like I've been coming out of it. I mean, again, I'm coming out of the first trimester, but from, I would say, weeks 6 through like 12, truly not being dramatic, like unable to function. The doctor has prescribed me medication, and unfortunately it didn't really work for me. It, you know, maybe took the edge off, but nowhere near what I needed it to do. Like I said, it's kind of just is what it is right now. And even if I wanted to film and I wanted to keep up with my YouTube, like I haven't been able to. It wasn't an option for me. I've had to either work from home or call out like every week for the past 7 weeks. And I'm forever grateful for this job. I have a really understanding job. My manager is truly just like a godsend. She's a mom herself, like she gets it. And like I said, I am supposed to go into the office a few times a week, and it just hasn't happened. I just haven't been able to. You know, I am doing it, but like I said, for the past 7 weeks, I've either called out one time or I've had to work from home because I've just been so sick. And truly the job and my manager is just like a godsend at this point, because it, again, not an exaggeration, if I did not have a job that was this understanding, or I had a job that micromanaged me or anything like that, like I would have either been fired or I would have quit by now. And again, I don't know why. I had this fantasy going into this pregnancy that it was going to be different. Just for reference, this pregnancy is pretty much a mirror image of my pregnancy with Evelyn. I didn't have nearly as much anxiety and depression when I was pregnant with Evelyn, but I was a first-time mom and I didn't have really any responsibility, if that made sense. You know, I was working, but essentially like I would come home from work and I would go right to bed. Like I would spend literally 16 hours a day in bed. And it was fine. I didn't have anybody to take care of. Like I just didn't care. Like, I would order takeout and like I just didn't care. But with Evelyn, I remember like having to sit down with my boss because I was missing so much work. I was calling out all the time. And then with Evelyn, I remember getting better around like 14 weeks, which is like I'm getting better around 14 weeks with this pregnancy. Like I said, I definitely didn't have the anxiety and depression with Evelyn that I'm having this time. I didn't have like the anxiety attacks. But again, I think that that's just life. Like it is traumatic for me to not be able to play with my baby, not to be able to play with my kid, not to be able to take care of my family, not to be able to support them, not to be able to support myself. You know, it's been really hard. And again, like I know I risk being called like selfish or ungrateful, but like I'm just going to be real with you and tell you that it has been awful. So I kind of had like this fantasy going into this pregnancy, and it was just dumb, but I don't know, whatever, that this pregnancy was going to be different. Like I know several women who had drastically different pregnancies. Like the first pregnancy was awful and the second pregnancy was great, or vice versa. Like their first pregnancy was just horrendous, but then their second pregnancy was totally different, and like they didn't even know they were pregnant because they had no fatigue, no nausea, no nothing. So I was kind of like crossing my fingers that that was going to be my case. Going into this pregnancy, other than my age, I'm 32 now, and when I got pregnant with Evelyn, I was 23. So, no, 24. I was 24. I was 23, 24, somewhere around there. When I got pregnant with Evelyn, I was a total party girl. Again, I was a girl in my young 20s. We had just gotten married, and I was just partying. Like, I was drinking like crazy. I was smoking still, like just puffing all the time. Eating like crap. Like, again, just like a total party girl. And, you know, I got pregnant right away, and it was an awful first trimester. With this pregnancy, it was a 180, like I said, other than my age. But I don't smoke. I don't really drink anymore. Like, really. I mean, I don't remember, even before I got pregnant, like, I really don't remember the last time that, like, I got drunk. Like, I just don't drink. You know, like, again, I'll have, like, an occasional glass of wine, but, like, and I mean very occasionally, like, once a month. I'm just not a big drinker. It, like, gives me a headache, and I just don't like it. So, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I was taking way better care of myself. With Evelyn, I didn't even start a prenatal until I found out I was pregnant. With this pregnancy, I actually started a prenatal over the summer. Taking way better care of myself, like eating just 10 times better, lots of vegetables, like lots of fiber, lots of high quality protein. So, and I'm also about 10 pounds lighter than when I got pregnant with Evelyn. So I guess I just had this fantasy that, like, because my overall health was better, I thought I wasn't going to get as sick. Again, even though there's no basis for that, but in my head, I just kind of had my fingers crossed that, like, that was going to happen. But it didn't, and I am just as sick. Again, I'm much better. Like, I would say, like, this weekend and even, like, this past week, I have been definitely better. Again, I still have, like, my triggers. Like last night we ate pizza, and like it just sent me over the edge. I don't know what it was about that pizza, but it was awful, and I essentially got on the couch at like 5 p.m. and I did not move for the rest of the night. But today I woke up. Hi, honey. Sorry, my little one Evelyn came down and wanted to know if I was showing the camera or showing the vlog my baby pictures. So I don't remember where I was, but essentially, yeah, I just had this fantasy that I thought this pregnancy was going to be so much different, and it hasn't been. Again, I can't express to you, like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I literally have been barely able to function. And it just kind of is what it is, but I'm getting better. So I think that's kind of it that I wanted to fill you guys in on, just like where I've been, why I've been doing the things I'm doing, that sort of thing. But I do want to talk about where I'm going from here. So I have decided to take the rest of 2021 off from YouTube. The holidays are here, and again, I'm not running any marathons anytime soon, but I am doing better, but I don't want to push it. I am still working, and, you know, being a mom and everything. Oh, and I should add that like Evelyn is just so excited. She is just pumped. I don't think I've ever heard her scream that loud when we told her that, like, she's going to be a big sister. Obviously, Chris is very excited too. We do know the sex of the baby. We actually got that through genetic testing. I'm not going to announce that yet. I'm probably going to announce that around Christmas. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you aren't. I wouldn't say that I'm more active on Instagram, but I do share a lot in my stories. I love sharing just like the funny TikToks and like memes that I find on the internet, and you guys love them. So like I said, I wouldn't say I'm more active. Like, I don't really post regularly, but I'm just in my stories a lot, and I talk to you guys through there. So definitely follow me on Instagram if you're not following me there. As far as YouTube goes, like I said, I am taking the rest of 2021 off. I just want to focus on healing. I need to focus on eating better. I have been eating like crap just because when you feel like crap, you eat like crap. So I really need to focus on like getting my diet back in order. And again, with the holidays, like, I just want to focus on like getting through the holiday season at this point. You guys know, like, there's so much that goes into the holidays. Like, it's a lot. We're hosting Christmas this year, so I have to like get my house in order. And it's just a lot. So I can't handle YouTube right now on top of everything else that I'm doing. So I am hopeful. If there's one thing I've learned over the past kind of 6 weeks or 7 weeks, is I'm not committing to anything. I am hopeful that I will return in January. Like, that's my plan, is I want to return in January. But if things are still crazy, I don't feel up to it, I don't feel good, then I'm not going to. You know, long term, I don't ever see myself giving up YouTube. I really enjoy it, and it makes me happy. And I earn a little extra cash by like cleaning my house. So, you know, I want to stay with YouTube long term, but just like in the short to mid term, I'm not putting any pressure on myself to upload. So my plan is to return in January. Like right after the holidays, maybe post like a big, like, you know, clean and undecorate with me or something like that. And then kind of go back to like my regularly scheduled programming. And certainly keep you updated with the pregnancy, you know, on YouTube and stuff like that. Oh, and I should mention, I am due June 7th. So I'm going to have another summer baby, which I'm really excited about. Ev's birthday is at the end of July, and this baby will be the beginning of June. So that's really exciting that I get 2 summer babies. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful that I'll return in January. If I keep feeling as good as I'm feeling, like, and, you know, like marginally getting better every day, I don't see why I wouldn't return. But we make plans and God laughs, which is literally has been my motto for the past 7 weeks. I'm giving myself a lot of grace recently, and I don't have any expectations, and I don't put any pressures on myself. Just because, again, I really can't even handle it with like the anxiety and depression that I'm dealing with right now. So that's where I'm at. So I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I hope you guys are having an awesome holiday season. I hope you're enjoying it as best as you possibly can. I know I am excited, and I am trying my hardest to enjoy it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. It feels good to sit down and like share with my community and talk to you guys and just kind of fill you in and tell you where I've been and what's going on. So with all that being said, like I said, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing holiday season. I hope you guys have an amazing new year, and hopefully I will see you in January and I will come back fresh-faced and just ready to go in January of 2022, which is crazy to say. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.